Shalom Aleichem everyone. Happy Sabbath. It's currently the 18th of November 2023, and I decided to share from about the reading of the Mishneh Torah. So this is the first chapter of the Rambam, or the Maimonides, Moses, who influenced modern Judaism with the Mishneh Torah, which is a compulsion of the oral tradition, from going back to the Mishnah and the Talmud, where they composed the oral tradition leading back to Moses, how he spoke to Joshua and the leaders of the Jews about what should be conducted, which is not as of high standard to the Torah, but of similar retrospect that should be adhered to and kept in terms of the daily life and issues of conducted according to the law of the books of Moses. So I'm not the expert, so please forgive me. But this is from Yesodei haTorah from the Chabad.org website. You can see up top some Chabad.org Torah texts if you'd like to have a read yourself. So I've read some of the Mishnah, the Tanakh Hebrew Bible, which is the Old Testament, Talmud, which is the Babylonian Talmud. These are the books that are available, and this particular book here that I'm showing, the Mishneh Torah, is what I'll be elaborating on, which is English translation of the text, and it's called the Mishneh Torah by Maimonidies. So in this segment, I'll be reading from the Yesodei haTorah, just chapter 1, so it'll be just a 30-minute snippet or video. So I want to make content on Facebook and social media, hence the reason I created this video. So I'm not a pastor, I'm not a preacher. I just have the zealous or pious to learn about God, and the reason for learning from the rabbis or the Chabad lectures is to delve into the Old Testament. I'm a Christian, so I believe that Jesus or Yeshua Mashiach, Jesus Christ, is the Messiah. But I plan to learn from the Maimonides or the Rambam, the Mishneh Torah, the Old Testament, to know more about Jesus and his culture, to know more about the Jews, who I believe are the chosen people of God, and pray for Israel since the October 7th attack. So let's read. From the Mishneh Torah, the first chapter 1, the Yesodei haTorah. And it states, extend your kindness to those who know you, and your charity to the upright of heart. The first book, which is the book of knowledge, it contains 5 sets of halachot, which the halachot means the Jewish law, and this is the order. The laws which are the foundations of the Torah, the laws of personal development, the laws of the Torah study, the laws of the worship of the stars and their statuses, and the laws of Teshuvah. Introduction to the halachos Yesodei haTorah. They contain the mitzvot, 6 positive commandments, and 4 negative commandments. They are 1. To know that there is a God. 2. Not to consider the thought that there is another divinity aside from God. 3. To unify Him. 4. To love Him. 5. To fear Him. 6. To sanctify His name. 7. Not to profane God's name. 8. Not to destroy those things associated with His name. 9. To listen to a prophet who speaks in God's name. And 10. Not to test God. So, the explanation of these mitzvot is found in the following chapters. Number 1, the foundation of all foundation and the pillars of wisdom is to know that there is a primary being who brought into being all existence, all the beings of the heavens and the earth, and what has obtained them came into existence only from the truth of this being. 2, if only If one would imagine that he does not exist, no one other being could possibly exist. 3. If one could imagine that none of these entities aside from him exist, he alone would come to continue to exist, and nullification of the existence would not nullify his existence, because of other entities require him, and he, blessed be he, does not require him nor any of them. Therefore, the truth of his being does not resemble the truth of any other beings. This is implied by the prophet's statement, Jeremiah 10:10, and God, your Lord, is true. In other words, he alone is true. No other entity possesses truth that compares to his truth. That is what it is meant by the Torah statement, Deuteronomy 4:35. There is nothing else aside from him. In other words, aside from him, there is no true existence like him. 5. The entity is the God of the word of the Lord and the entire earth. He controls a sphere with infinite and unbound power. This power continues without interruption because the sphere is constantly revolving. It is impossible for it to revolve without something causing it to revolve. The one is, he blessed be he, because it is to revolve out of hand of other corporeal dimensions. So that's being pretty much being omnipresent or omnipresent or omniscient. So omnipresent is being God being everywhere, and omniscient is God knowing everything. So, 6. The knowledge of this concept is a positive commandment and is implied by Exodus 22. I am God, your Lord. Anyone who presumes that there is another God transgresses the negative commandment. As Exodus 23 states, you shall have no other gods before me, and denies a fundamental principle of faith, because this is a great principle of faith upon which all depends. And 7, this God is one. So that's monotheistic, or monotheism, which we believe from Judaism and Christianity in one God. Actually, guys, I don't believe in the Trinity, so which is a Christian doctrine, which is actually derived from the Catholic Church, and it's not biblical, and Paul didn't teach about the Trinity as well. So he is not two or more, but one, unified in a manner which surpasses any unity that is found in the world. In other words, he is not one in the manner of general category, which concludes many individual entities, nor one in the way that the body is divided into different portions and dimensions. Rather, he is unified, and there exists no unity similar to his in this world. If there were many gods, they would have body and form, because like entities are separate from each other only through the circumstances associated with the body and form. Were the Creator to have body and form, he would have limitation and definition, because it is possible for a body not to be limited, and any entity which itself is limited and defined possesses only limited and defined power. Since our God, blessed be his name, possesses unlimited power, as evidenced by the continuous revolution of his sphere, we see that his power is not the power of a body. Since he is not a body, the circumstances associated with his bodies that produce division and separation are not relevant to him. Therefore, it is impossible for him to be anything other than one. The knowledge of the concept fulfills a positive commandment as implied by Deuteronomy 6:4, which says, Hear, Israel, God is our Lord, God is one. Let's continue to number 8. Behold, it is explicitly stated in the Torah and the works of the prophets, the Holy One, blessed be he. He is not confined to a body or physical form. As Deuteronomy 4:39, Joshua 2:11 states, because God the Lord is the Lord in the heavens above and the earth below, and the body cannot exist in two places. So that's quite interesting. Also, Deuteronomy 4:15 states, for you did not see any image. And Isaiah 40:25 states, to whom can you liken me? With whom I will be equal. Were he confined to a body, he will resemble other bodies. Number 9. And so, what is the meaning of the expression employed by the Torah below his feet? Exodus 24:10, written by the finger of God, God's hand, God's eyes, God's ears, and the like. All these expressions were used to relate to human thought processes which know only corporeal imagery, for the Torah speaks no language of man. They are only descriptive terms in apparent form. Deuteronomy 34:41. I will whet my lightning sword. Does he have a sword? Does he need a sword to kill? Rather, this is metaphoric imaginary. Similarly, all of such expressions are metaphoric imagery. A proof of this concept, one prophet says that he saw the Holy One, blessed be he, clothed in snow white, and another envisioned him coming with crimson garments from Balsra. Isaiah 63:1. Moses, our teacher himself, envisioned him at the Red Sea as a mighty man waging war at Mount Sinai, saw him as the leader of the congregation wrapped in talit. This shows that he has no image or form. All these are merely expressions of prophetic vision and imagery, and the truth of the concept cannot be grasped or comprehended by human thought. This is what a verse Job 11:7 states. Can you find the comprehension of God? Can you find the ultimate bounds of the Almighty? And number 10, if so, what did Moses, the teacher, want to comprehend when you requested, please show me your glory? Exodus 33:18. He asked to know the truth of the existence of the Holy One, blessed be he, to the extent that it could be internalized of his mind, as one knows a particular person whose face he saw and whose image has been engraved for one's heart. Thus this person's identity is distinguished from one's mind, that of other men, similarly to Moses, our teacher. Sorry for that. Okay, he is distinguished in his mind from the existence of other entities to the extent that he would know the truth of existence as it is in its own right. He, blessed be he, replied to him that it is not from the potential of a living man, a creature, a body and soul, to comprehend this matter in the entirety. Nevertheless, he, blessed be, he revealed to Moses matters which no other man had known before him, nor would ever know afterward, until he was able to comprehend enough from the truth of his existence. For the Holy One, blessed be he, is to be distinguished in his mind from other entities as a person distinguished from other men when one sees his back and knows the structure of his body and the manners of which he is clothed. This is alluded to the verse Exodus 33:23. You shall see my back, but you shall not see my face. Since it has been clarified that he does not have a body or corporeal form, it is also clear that none of the functions of the body are appropriate to him, neither connections nor separation, neither place or measure, neither ascent nor descent, neither right nor left, neither front nor back, neither standing or sitting. He is found within time, that he would possess a beginning, an end, and an age. He does not change, for this is nothing that can cause him to change, which is Alpha. He is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. And the concept of death is not applicable to him, nor is that of life in the context of physical life. The concept of foolishness is not applicable to him, nor that of wisdom in terms of human wisdom. Neither sleep nor waking, neither anger nor laughter, neither joy nor sadness, neither silence nor speech, and the human understanding of the speech are appropriate terms which describe him. Our sages like a scholar, declared above, there is nothing sitting or standing, separation or connection. Since there is also such descriptions, and like which are related to the Torah and the words of the prophets, all these are metaphors and imagery. For example, he who sits in the heavens shall laugh. Psalms 22:4. They angered me with their emptiness. Deuteronomy 32:21. And as God rejoiced, Abed 28:63. With regard to all such statements, our sages said the Torah speaks in languages of man. This is born out of the rhetorical question, Jeremiah 7:19. Are they enraging me? Behold, Malachi 3:6 states, I, God, not heard change. Now we're here to at times be enraged and at times be happy. He will change. Rather, all these matters are found only with regard to the dark and low bodies, those who dwell in the house of the clay, his foundation of dust. In contrast, he, blessed be he, is elevated, exalted from above all this. So this is the Mishneh Torah, and that was talking about the introduction. So the introduction to the Yesodei haTorah, which contains 10 mitzvahs, or like commandments, 6 positive commandments, 4 negative commandments. So Jews believe in keeping all the commandments. 623, I think. I believe I'm probably wrong. I need to double check. But they believe that they keep all the commandments or mitzvahs. I'm still learning from the knowledge and the wisdom of the rabbis. So if I'm wrong, please forgive me. I'm still in the learning stage, still learning about Judaism. According to the rabbinic law, or the halakha, the Jewish law, me as a Gentile, we're only supposed to keep the 7 Noahic laws, 7 commandments or mitzvahs. So it's interesting. So I'll be posting content about the Mishnah. So these are all the books about the Mishnah. I should have started with the introduction, but it's just, the introduction is pretty much just showing who is, how the written law. So this is the introduction to the written law. So the Rambam's introduction to the Mishneh Torah. In the name of the God, the Lord of the world, Genesis 21:33. Then I will not be shamed when I gaze at your mitzvah. Psalms 119:6. The mitzvah given to Moses at Mount Sinai were all given together with the explanations implied by Exodus 24:12. And I give you the tablets of stone, the Torah, and the mitzvah. The Torah refers to the written law, the mitzvah to its explanations God commanded us to fulfill. The Torah according to the instructions of the mitzvah is called the oral law. Moses, our teacher, personally transcribed the entire Torah before he died. He gave a Torah scroll to each tribe, placed another scroll in the ark as testimonial, as Deuteronomy 31:26 states. Take this Torah scroll and place it beside the ark, and it will be there as testimonial. The mitzvah, in other words, explanation of the Torah, he did not transcribe. The mitzvah, the explanation of the Torah, which is the oral tradition, he did not transcribe or write down. Instead, he commanded verbally to the elders, to Joshua, to the totality of Israel, as Deuteronomy 13:1 states, be careful to observe everything that I prescribe to you. For this reason, it is called the oral law. Even though the oral law was not transcribed, Moses, our teacher, taught it entirely. In his court, the 70 elders, Eleazar, Pinchas, and Joshua, received the tradition of Moses. Yeah, so I believe that's what I was trying to explain at the start of the video, how Moses gave the oral tradition. God gave the oral tradition to the leaders in Israel, and eventually there was a rabbi that wrote the Mishnah down in the Talmud, and then the Rambam Maimonidies, or Moses, he illustrated the Mishneh Torah, which funny enough was burnt by a few rabbis when he wrote it, but now to this day in modern day times has heavily influenced some parts of Judaism, especially Orthodox Judaism. But yeah, I pray as a Christian to study the Mishneh Torah or oral tradition, as it is important for us to learn and meditate on the Word, learn the Old Testament, especially to learn Hebrew, like Aleph, Bet, Aleph, Dalet. So like the rabbis believe, if you need a Aleph, Bet, then teach someone the Aleph, Bet, or keep on learning. They encourage us to learn Hebrew, especially for Jews to learn Hebrew. But for now, I'm in the process of learning Hebrew. It's a struggle. It's like I'm in primary school and kindergarten. But yeah, there's also other courses you can do. I'll just show you some stuff from the Chabad. This is really helpful, especially if you want to learn about the Jews, about the Jews. So this is the website, chabad.org. This is what I've been investing in my time. You've got so much lectures, even on philosophy. So I've been checking the lectures from, because I'm a uni graduate. I'm an A2 alumni, so I learn about the halakut, or the law, or from Maimonidies. They've got so much lectures that you can go on. So I've been investing a lot of my days on about Maimonides, who wrote the Mishneh Torah, and this is just philosophy about him. So stay open-hearted when you read it. Don't listen to the anti-Semitic pastors who turn you away from Judaism, when Jesus was a Jew and practiced Judaism. I encourage you to learn about the Rambam and Maimonides, as he was a scholar. They call him the Walking University. I'm not the expert. I'm learning as I go. But happy Sabbath, guys. Remember that it's the God of Israel. So if it's God of Israel, then we have to learn from the Jews. As Christians, we're waiting for the return of Jesus Christ, Yeshua Mashiach, and as Jews, they're waiting for the Messiah. Also, please do not be deceived. As the Bible warns us against false prophets and Antichrist. When the pastor preach, my advice is study the word, critically analyze that it's from the Lord. There's pastors who say big words or who quote the scriptures, but they don't actually live it. And really, they're deceiving us in their wolves and sheep's clothing. To study, meditate on the word. Rabbi's advice is when you wake up, 3 hours in the morning, study the word. Before you sleep, 3 hours, you study the word. Pray every day. The Jews do the Shema prayer 3 times a day. And repent, ask forgiveness. The importance of fasting. All the prophets of the Bible fasted. Jesus fasted for 40 days. Moses fasted for 40 days. And Daniel fasted. So fast and pray, ask for forgiveness. And remember the Sabbath. The Sabbath's on Saturday. So remember the Sabbath, keep it holy, but don't live in condemnation. So God bless, take care, peace. Shalom Aleichem, and Nakul Akalebu, Foyaksha.